Remoaning lefties are lost in attack mode. A Spain-based Brit has claimed, as he exposed the realities of Brexit for the vast majority of expats. Sampson moved abroad in the 1990s and had no reservations about voting to leave the EU. The businessman, who ran the Costa del Sol's Eurobar until 2018, said that leaving the EU has had no effect on his life. Instead, Mr. Sampson, who now runs 2 publishing companies, said the pandemic has hit Spain like a bomb, so survival is going to continue to be a best-case scenario right now. Speaking to Express.co.uk, he explained that gleeful lefties who rejoice that Brexit has inflicted suffering on leave-voting expats are usually wide of the mark. He said, "I think anyone who revels in the suffering of others is a complete a-hole. Just like religious nuts who only believe their own dogma, the left and right are too blind to search for the best solutions in any situation. I think the left is lost in attack mode as its woke or unrealistic policies are indefensible. The right is bound by a history of greed and corruption, so until the population becomes invested in the truth and can leave the effective two-party system behind, then we are all screwed. Sorry kids, your parents were as stupid as your grandparents. Enjoy another century of corruption, environmental disasters, growing poverty and financial insecurity." Mr. Sampson, who was born in Blackpool, Lancs, and moved to Spain as a teenager, also breaks the mold for what many on the left characterize as a typical expat living in Spain. The 56-year-old speaks the language fluently, has immersed himself in its culture and bears no malice towards his adopted countrymen. Instead, his issue is with the EU and its goal of creating a United States of Europe, he said. He added, "My reason for wishing Brexit to be a success is to allow the EU to fall apart before it becomes a united European Federation. I want it rebuilt to achieve its honorable goals so my children inherit a better world." I think most people think very short-term on both sides of this fence without investigation of history or present facts. Mr. Sampson admitted that he does feel sorry for some expats who have been forced to leave Spain since the transition period ended. Many have been living under the radar and didn't meet the financial obligations of earning more than £21,000 a year. With thousands of British pensioners taking home well under this, Spain has been accused of petulantly using the rules to punish UK expats. Mr. Sampson said, "The only people leaving are panicking because they have lived under the radar for years and failed to take the 4-year opportunity to get legal. I feel for anyone who is badly affected by Brexit, but in the main, it is a self-inflicted wound. Other than those who can no longer afford health insurance due to age or prior health problems. For young people, it is no different than it was for us in the 90s, before the EU existed. I've been a resident for 30 years and most people forget that whilst it may be more formal than pre-Brexit, the system is no different than for people from every other country on the planet outside the EU.